Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now, I know I've been talking about July as being such a pivotal month, and it absolutely is, but I thought I might give you a little update for all of the signs according to your ascendant or your moon sign for the month of July, because this radical position of where Mars is transiting with Rahu, and as it comes together, it's coming together the whole entire month with Uranus. This means, something big will happen globally in the world, and the effects of what's going to be happening will be, creating events all the way to the end of the year. So I say it's pivotal that things are starting to change in July, but we're going to see these movements that create events all the way through the end of 2022. But let's talk specifically about you and your sign, what it means, if you know where your ascendant is. Now, I'm talking about the sidereal Vedic chart, not tropical Western. You cannot put your Western placements in there. It will be incorrect. And some people don't listen and they're going to do it anyway. But hey, I'm giving you the rules here. It's got to be sidereal. So if you don't know your sidereal ascendant or your moon sign, those are the two I want you to pay attention to. Go to my website, galacticcenter.org. I have a free chart calculator. Put all your information in there. But remember to scroll all the way down to the bottom. Don't read those charts. If you don't know Vedic astrology, you don't know how to read those charts. Go to the bottom. It clearly will tell you AS, your ascendant sign, and it will give you moon sign. Those are the two that I want you to know. While you're at my website, don't forget, I have so many exciting things coming up. First of all, I have a new magazine, Joni Patry's Astrology Insights, and its first issue is going to be July. Check it out on my website and sign up for it. You will be amazed. Every month we're going to interview a famous Vedic astrologer. So you're going to get into the likes of understanding our lives and what's going on. I'm going to be interviewed in July. You're going to find out things about me you didn't know. And also, we're going to have the economy, articles on where the economy is going, financial predictions. We're going to have monthly predictions. We're going to have research journal from our university. And that leads me to one more thing. My University of Vedic Astrology is starting a new semester. You don't want to miss it. If you have always wanted to learn Vedic astrology, this is it. This is a community that you will learn. If you want to learn, you're there. We have an entire community. We meet every week live. Go to my university website, which is universityofvedicastrology.com. And remember, the new start date is July 8th. So time is running out here. You better jump on before you lose out. So lots is going on. My magazine, and don't forget, Shooting Stars is another group that I have going. Phenomenal. It's about finding yourself and being part of the light consciousness of the world today. So let's start. What are we talking about? We're talking about July and how it's going to affect you. If you have a moon or your ascendant, which is your rising sign or lagna in Vedic astrology, in Aries, then this means that Mars is going to be in your first house coming together with Rahu and Uranus. This will be a month of sudden surprises for you. You will have an enormous amount of energy this month, and be careful because Mars in the first house will make you impulsive, make you want to move faster than normal. This Mars and Rahu, they're in the nakshatra Bharani, which means sudden breakthroughs. It's in your first house. This will be a month of sudden breakthroughs for you. But don't forget not to be too impulsive and impatient, which let me warn you, you will be, because this can create accidents. This is an accident-prone aspect. In your first house, you could be involved in an accident, but trust me, you can prevent it by conscious awareness, being calm and not being impulsive. Don't speed, don't get on any motorcycles, please. So take care of yourself and use this energy for the positive to expand and become who you are. Now, if your ascendant or your moon sits in Taurus, this means that Mars, Rahu, and Uranus are in your 12th house. And this energy, I know there's other planets doing other things in your chart at this time, but let me just tell everyone, this is the focus for the month. This will supersede any other transit that's going on. But let me just say, it being in your 12th house deals with secret enemies. Be careful. And generally what that means is people just talking behind your back, usually in the workplace, because the 12th and the 6th house deal with your working conditions, but this is behind the scenes. So people love to gossip, love to talk, don't get involved in it, stay out. But also get a security system. If you don't have one with your house, and please make sure you lock your car, because 12th house planets deal with thieves and robberies. Don't go to dark places at night and stay away from huge big crowds. This is the 12th house of unexpected hidden agendas of others that can affect you and not for the positive. Another thing is, I would be very careful if I were traveling out of the country, because this is dealing with foreign lands, countries, and foreigners. Be very careful. So if your ascendant or your moon sign sits in Gemini, then that means that this is all occurring in your 11th house, which is the house, this is like an Upachaya house, which means when you put malefics in Upachaya houses, they actually improve and get better. So this is not so bad for Gemini ascendants or moon signs, because this means that you could be meeting some wildly very, very famous, or maybe not famous, but influential. That's the word I'm looking for. Influential people will come into your life, new friends, and it will come at a sudden explosion. And you've got some decisions to make. Also, the 11th house can be the house of great gains. So the people you meet, the friends, the connections, they could equate to some major gains for you financially. But when it comes to people, the 11th house rules older siblings. Be careful. There could be an argument or a fight, and or with friends. So be careful, choose your words kindly, and you'll be okay. So if your ascendant or your moon sign is in Cancer, then that means that this conjunction's in your 10th house. And actually, Mars Rahu in your 10th house is good. I find people, when Mars transits the 10th house, that's when they get new jobs, promotions, career advancements. That's when they land the job. So this is very, very important. And it's also an Upachaya house. So this is a good thing. This is like a sudden, unexpected landfall with a new position, job, or your reputation. People will know who you are. You rise to the occasion during this time. Now, if your moon sign or your ascendant is in Leo, this means that this conjunction is in your 9th house. Mars is transiting the 9th house. You could be going on a long distance trip or journey, but you have this real need and desire to learn more about spirituality. But all at the same time, this is a house that can deal with legalities, legal problems. So be careful with lawyers. Don't do anything to rock the boat just during this time. And maybe something will come up concerning legal problems. But all at the same time, this is also the house of the father. If your father's still around, make sure that you pay him a visit, make peace with him, because it looks like it could be problematic with him. Maybe you need to stay away from him if you know he's okay, but this is a time that you'll reconnect with your father. So if your rising sign or your moon sign is Virgo, this is a time I want you to take care, because this conjunction is in your 8th house. The 8th house is the house that deals with deep, dark stuff. And yeah, don't be going out late at night, because this can be the house of major difficulty. And for many of those that have Virgo rising or moon sign, it could mean some issues and problems with a sibling, because Mars all by itself represents brothers and sisters. But in the 12th house, it means that there's a problem. There's something that has to be attested to. And it could also mean that you could come into some money through an inheritance, but guess what that means? Somebody could pass. So be aware of that if your moon or rising sign sits in Virgo, but you could have some amazing awakenings with transformational change in your life. So if your ascendant or your moon sign sits in Libra, then this means this conjunction is going to be in your 7th house. So Mars, Rahu, and particularly Mars and Uranus means trouble in paradise in your relationship. You've got to be careful not to be so combative, because your spouse will be combative. They will be difficult. They will come up with things that catch you blindsided, and blow-ups, fights, arguments. Don't point the finger back at them. Just lay low, because chances are the more you fight back, the more they're going to be antagonized, and the bigger and the worse the argument's going to get. So just stay cool. Don't fight back. Know that this too will pass. So, and if you're not in a relationship, this could bring some pretty intense relationships. Very intense. Maybe won't work, but could be fun while it lasts. But realize this is not the kind of aspect that you would want to meet somebody under. So if your ascendant or your moon sign sits in Scorpio, this means this conjunction is in your 6th house. Now the 6th house is the house of health and diet and work. So all these things, you know, are being spurred up. But remember, this is also an Upachaya house. So some good things could come out of difficult things. And maybe you might have a health crisis, but guess what? It's going to make you get into health more. You're going to have a quest for health and healing, but maybe because of some kind of problem, illness, or accident. Be aware. This can make you more accident prone with this happening in your 6th house. Plus the 6th house does deal with enemies. So be cautious. This could be a time that a lawsuit may appear out of the blue, but take it easy on yourself and practice a new health regime. That's what this is good for. If you own a business, don't be surprised if employees quit when you least expect it, bail out, or your coworkers are very disrespectful and angry. So if you have an ascendant or a moon sign in Sagittarius, this means this conjunction's in your 5th house. And you will have the most incredible downloads of inspiration ever. This is the house of creativity, and this will spur on all of your creative juices, coming up with new ideas, new perceptions. But please, it's not the time for you to make your investments, because the 5th house deals with investments. These are malefic planets, but they will empower your creative skills. And at the same time, don't forget that this deals with children. Make sure you know where your children are, because they will be wild. They will be out of control. And they can get injured if you're not watching them. So if your rising sign or your moon sign sits in Capricorn, then this is happening in your 4th house. Now, these are malefic planets. This could mean a new change of residence, or that you suddenly have to move out of your house, or maybe there's some damage that's happening to your house, such as something breaking down, the dishwasher, the washing machine, the air conditioning problems. And if you're renovating or building, you're going to find it's going to be really a time of chaos and confusion with such a renovation or work being done in the house. Now, one more thing, the 4th house does deal with cars, so make sure that you have insurance and be careful driving, because your car could just somehow have a problem while you're driving. One more thing, this is the house of the mother, so be clear and be certain that your mother could have some problems, so you will want to check that out. So if your rising sign or your moon sign sits in Aquarius, then this means that this conjunction is happening in your 3rd house. And this will spur you on to want to be learning new things. You're going to have amazing downloads of information. You're going to want to take classes. You're reading all the time, trying to expand your mind, your awareness. Your communication skills are off the charts. But be careful, be kind with your words, because this could be a time that maybe an email sets someone off in the wrong way. So it's also the house of brothers and sisters. You could find that there's a conflict that blows up. Once again, back away. Don't aggravate them all the more, because things will be said that you didn't mean and you regret. It's also, this is traveling. This is the house of traveling. You'll want to travel, but be careful. So if your moon or your rising sign sits in Pisces, then this is all happening in the 2nd house. The 2nd house deals with money, so money will be coming in unexpectedly, but you'll probably have some really big bills to pay, or some unexpected things you have to pay for. Money's coming in, but money's going out. Another thing is the 2nd house can deal with family matters, so be aware that there's conflict and problems that need to be brought to a peaceful conclusion within the family. 2nd house deals with your voice. Be careful not to speak your mind without thinking before you speak. And watch what you eat, that you don't consume too much of the wrong things that are bad for your health. This could be an issue and a problem if you have Pisces as your ascendant or moon sign. So I have covered all 12 of the signs, what to expect for your rising or moon sign for the month of July. This is a pivotal month of change and transformation. First part of the month is good. The second part of the month, blow-ups. So be aware how this is going to affect you and your chart. So with that, I'd like to close. Remember, if you would like more information on me, a chart reading, or want to sign up for my free newsletter, go to my website, galacticcenter.org, and check out my new magazine, Joni Patry's Astrology Insights. It comes out, premieres in July. Plus, one more thing, very big, my university's starting. This will be July 6th. If you want to learn Vedic astrology, this is the answer. Thank you.